Hello everyone, and welcome back. You see I have the PS4 playing Black Ops. Anyways, today we're gonna make our prediction for the 2020 NBA draft, which I'm recording this at exactly 2 o'clock, Wednesday, November 18th. Draft is in a little over 5 hours. And we're gonna try to predict the first 10 picks. As of right now, there isn't any major trades in the top 10. There's been rumors that the Warriors want to trade down the Bulls in exchange for Wendell Carter. They would just swap picks. That isn't confirmed. So in this mock draft, I'm just going to talk about, no trades and just try to predict the top 10. All right, so for my number 1 pick, I do have Anthony Edwards out of Georgia as a 6'5", 225 shooting guard. I think he fits way better than LaMelo Ball does at number 1 for the Timberwolves. This is assuming that they don't trade down in the draft or get another asset in return for number 1. I just think he's a better all-around player than LaMelo is. LaMelo may have a higher ceiling, but as a pick for number 1, I think Anthony Edwards is a very good number 1 pick. And as a duo with D'Angelo Russell, I think he just fits way better than LaMelo Ball would. Moving on to the second overall pick, this is a pretty easy pick. It's the Golden State Warriors being James Wiseman out of Memphis. As a 7'1" center, this is exactly what the Warriors need to really stay relevant. They have Steph, Clay, Draymond, Wiggins if they don't use him to trade down. They really need a center in this draft if they don't trade for one, and I think James Wiseman is a perfect center. Not only on the defensive end to grab rebounds when Draymond isn't doing his best, but also just to catch lobs from Clay and Steph. Number 3, I have my Charlotte Hornets taking LaMelo Ball. It just makes sense. He's a number 1, number 2 pick in some people's drafts. I have heard rumors that Michael Jordan gave the green light to the organization draft LaMelo Ball, so I think this is a pretty easy pick. Number 4, I have the Bulls selecting Deni Avdija. I don't know much about him. He's apparently 6'9", 220. This is another positional pick instead of just the best player available, in my opinion. I have them picking Deni because they don't really need a specific position a lot, but where they do need it is the forward position, and I think Deni would replace that hole. Again, I don't know much about him. He is foreign. I don't even know how to pronounce the team he was from, but I mean, he's 6'9", he can shoot it. I've seen videos of him. You'll see a video of him right now shooting, and I think this is a good pick over an Obi Toppin, which they already have Wendell Carter if they don't trade him away. And yeah, that's pick 4. Then for pick 5, as previously mentioned, we do have Obi Toppin as a 6'9", 220 forward. I think he's a good replacement for the eventual trade of Kevin Love, and he can bring some life back to the Cleveland Cavaliers after their championship a couple years ago. Then for the 6th pick, the Atlanta Hawks, in my opinion, will select Isaac Okoro out of Auburn. I've seen Okoro land in multiple places in NBA mock drafts, falling all the way to 12 in some of the mock drafts. But in my mock draft, I have him going number 6. For the Hawks, it just makes sense to get a defensive forward who's 6'6", and he can guard multiple positions, like a 3-and-D type of player. For pick 7, I have the Detroit Pistons selecting Onyeka Okongwu out of USC. I think this is a great pick for the Pistons. If Christian Wood walks, you have someone to easily replace his points in the paint and to really be a staple in your defense as well. Onyeka Okongwu, in my eyes, has a higher ceiling than someone like James Wiseman because he's a typical 5 in today's NBA, while Wiseman, although he is better at some attributes, hasn't really shown his ability to stretch the floor as Double O has. Pick 8 in this year's draft, I have the New York Knicks selecting Tyrese Halliburton. For the Knicks, it's pretty plain and simple. They really need a point guard. Their point guard, Dennis Smith Jr., hasn't really shown that he can be a reliable starting point guard in today's NBA. And Tyrese being 6'5", 180, he is a little lengthy, but if he can bulk up, I think he'll be a great top 10 pick for the Knicks. Pick number 9, I have the Wizards selecting Patrick Williams out of Florida State. Patrick Williams, I really haven't heard about till this week, as he's rose in mock drafts quite a bit. He's been described as a Kawhi Leonard type of guy in a scouting report. He's 6'8", 225. For the Wizards, I don't think they really need a superstar or future all-star in this year's draft. They just need someone that can put up, you know, a consistent 9-10 points a game and really be a good 3-and-D type of player, and I think Patrick Williams does most of that. For pick 10, I was going to have the Phoenix Suns select Aaron Nesmith, but considering they did just trade for Chris Paul, I'm going to have them selecting Devin Vassell. I chose this because Vassell can really run the 2 spot better than I think Aaron Nesmith can. They're both 6'6", but I think Vassell is a better overall pick, the better 3-and-D type of player, and he really reminds me of Mikal Bridges, who they took in a couple of drafts ago as well. So yeah, that is my top 10. You know, a lot of trades are gonna happen, so it's not set in stone that, you know, these are gonna be the 10 picks. I left out players like Killian Hayes, who could be in the top 10. Players like Kyrie Lewis Jr. out of Alabama. Some mock drafts have him going, you know, 6 to the Hawks. So a lot can change. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.